20,000 is approximately the number of days each of us has here on Earth. I'll leave it to you to go check the math on that. An easier one is 168 hours in a week that each of us has. That's 24 times 7. Pretty straightforward. And we're here to produce. We're here to produce results, to serve other people, to create, to build, to do. Now, we need to balance that with rest and recovery. And sometimes that takes the form of consumption, which is the opposite of production. But just like we need to sleep and then we're awake and we need to do both, they're not a 50-50 split. We don't sleep 12 hours and then we're up 12 hours. We don't, right? Okay, so there's a balance there, but it's not a 50-50% balance. Same with production and consumption. We need that rest and recovery. If we work out hard, we need a day of rest. When we breathe in, we need to breathe out. So they're both good, but they're not equal. And certainly consumption is not the only way to get rest and recovery after our productive time. And so back to social media. When we're on social media, we're typically not producing. Now, I know some of you say, well, that's how I reach my clients, and I'm interacting and building relationships, and that may be. But I would challenge you to check your time on social media when you're actively building relationships and doing business versus thumbing through your feeds and checking people's stories and looking at their feed and looking at their posts and following threads to other threads, and you look up and hours have gone by of either unintentional or for certain unproductive consumption. And if that was your time set aside to be rest and recovery, that's fine. But chances are it wasn't. And so I just implore you to put down the phone, unless of course you're watching YouTube videos. But in general, it's just a time sink. And it feels like we're accomplishing something. And we can talk about the science behind social media. And there is some. But for the most part, it's just a waste of time. And if that's your rest and recovery time, you just want some downtime, zone out, watch videos, whatever, spin through feeds and stories and whatever, that's fine. But if you just find yourself doing that reflexively because you're bored or because you want to avoid producing, then that's not okay. So please put the phone down and get after the work that you are designed to do.